All right, chosen ones, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back once again to another episode on Antonicus Motivates. And y'all already know how we do about this time. I'm about to go ahead and get into another video. And today, chosen one, I want to talk to you about several different things, man, because it's a lot going on right now, okay? It's just a whole lot going on. And first of all, I would just like to say, I think that 2026, man, 2026 is going down in history as one of the weirdest years we've ever seen, man. I've ever seen personally in my life, okay? And the things that we are seeing happening right now, in my opinion, are definitely the signs of the times that we are in, that we are definitely in judgment time right now, because the things that I'm seeing, a lot of this stuff is not normal, and I've shared some of it with you, but today I'm going to be sharing some more of that with you. We're going to be talking about some different things because, I really want to talk about this because also, I want to talk to you today a little bit about, the reality of just how serious the spiritual warfare is, the reality of all that, okay? And the reality of energy vampires that have really been sucking off your energy. All right, chosen one, so sorry about the interruption. I had a little interruption there, and it seems like, the bots and the NPCs, they're still calling with the potential spam calls. That's another thing. So, they know when we are doing something productive like we're supposed to be doing. So, anyway, back to what I was telling you, though, about the energy vampires, and these are energy vampires too as well. These potential spam calls coming through on your phone. I believe like it's the AI system sending them towards you and stuff like that. And because they know when you are doing something productive, they want to steal your thoughts. They want to interrupt your thoughts, interrupt your ideas, and interrupt your productivity. And these are the entities that we are fighting against right now, because the spiritual warfare is very intense. So like I was saying, back to what I was saying to you about like how I want to talk to you today about like these energy vampires. I think that most of the chosen ones, we all know that they really do exist and that they're all around you, the walking dead. And we've already proved it and went over it and talked about it a lot. And I've shared my personal testimonies with you about dealing with it and dealing with them. But also, I just want to talk more about like the things that's going on right now and the reality of what we are facing right now in 2026, because, it's no longer any doubt about it in my mind. It's judgment time. And it's time for all these evil, wicked ones to go down. And also, the things we are seeing is just continuing to escalate. My prayers today go out to the families of people in Indiana right now, because, and to everyone everywhere right now, but especially to them because there's been a whole lot of damage there from the storms that went across there. And I saw on Mr. MBB333's channel on the satellite imagery the images of the storms in real time when they was going across there, because I watch his videos, and I've been watching him like almost every day. So I've been watching everything because you see, we have to be alert, chosen one. We have to be watching everything that's going on right now, and we pay attention. You see what I'm saying? Like, we pay attention to all of these things. But You know, all these zombies and everything that's walking around you out here, they ain't paying no attention to none of this. They're paying attention to you and trying to find out what you do and find out what you got going on. And they're wasting their time on nonsense, but they ain't paying no attention to the things that really matter like we do. So that's the reason why, you know, I keep talking about all of this on my channel. But like these people there in Indiana, man, I saw the aftermath of the pictures on Mary Greeley News of after the storms, and some of the cars was completely submerged under the water that I saw in the images she shared, where you could just barely see the roofs of the car because the car was underwater. And the houses, some of the images of the houses she had shared on her channel showed water like almost up to the roof line, or if not to the roof line of some of the houses. And so, you know, I had heard also that they had like people come out and say that it was some of the worst flooding they've had in 30 years and stuff like that. Also, I want to talk to you today about what's going on with like other things as well, like, because these things are seriously going to affect everyone. Like I saw on God Rules channel, I saw a report that he made coming out about the Tyson beef processing plant was shut down and all the workers were laid off without any notice. And then y'all already know, Chosen One, what they've been planning with all of this NWO and everything. We know because we're aware, man. We already know that nothing has been normal since the whole thing in 2019 went down. And we already know that what they want to do is they want to feed us bug sandwiches and lab-grown meat. And it's no surprise to me that, like, at the same time while all of this is being shut down, the new facilities that Bill Gates have made with the lab-grown meat and all of that is being open. And you know what I mean? And so you see, we are witnessing everything unfolding, like the things that are unfolding like never before in rapid succession, man. So, you know, I told y'all, I said, man, and if y'all remember, man, I had told y'all, like, I think it was back since 2025, like, I want to say, like, or maybe it was the beginning of this year, 2026. I told y'all it was no longer business as usual in America, man. I told y'all it was no longer business as usual, and that people needed to wake up, and that the spiritual warfare was going on for real, and that things were really intensifying, man. I told y'all, like, I said, you know, I told y'all that when things got hot, and when people's brains started cooking and all of this heat, that you was gonna see more people crashing out. You were gonna see more of the crash out artists. You were gonna see more of the stuff happening, you know, where like people was gonna be, you know, just getting more and more agitated. And that really happened. Like, everything is happening just like I knew it was gonna happen. I could feel it in the air, man. I could just feel things were off. Like I told y'all, I felt things were really off, especially towards the end of July, okay? It was like I felt towards the end of July, I said, man, things are really feeling weird right about now, and I didn't like it. So I had just spent some time, like, just a lot of time, just like going over the word of God and just like, you know, soaking it up and just reducing as many distractions as possible. Just trying to eliminate distractions, because you see, what it is they want us distracted, man. They want us taking our attention off of what's happening. so we can't know, and so we can't be prepared, and so we can't be, in tune with the Most High. So I mean, it's like, I'm just seeing, man, like I'm seeing a lot of stuff happening right now, and it's really showing me that we are definitely in a time like no other. And I'm seeing pictures and images that people are sending in of the sky, and man, it's not normal. And I think I've shared some images with you here about the things I've seen, and I'm gonna share some of the pictures, like even what I saw in my own backyard that I took of the clouds, and how the clouds don't look normal, and I'm gonna share that up here in the video after I edit the video. But I'm also gonna share some images that people have been sending in to Mr. MBB333's channel, of like things that it don't make no sense. I'm gonna share it up here about like, images of like 3D cubes people been seeing floating in the sky, and images of like clouds that have like 90-degree angles, where the cloud like actually has like a 90-degree angle on the bottom of it and stuff like that. And these things that people are seeing and they're sending in with their smartphones, I don't really think that it's like no kind of like CGI or computer generated imagery. I think it's real. I don't think that it's AI. I mean, I know there's a lot of deception going on out there right now, like with all the AI, to where there's some things that people are seeing that's actually AI generated, and it's like on the videos and stuff like that, that it looks so real you wouldn't know that it's not. And that's what I told you before about like how strong the delusion and this deception is getting right now, and how deep this rabbit hole is going with what they're doing with the AI and everything, and with the CERN and all of that. And we already saw how it felt like time was just speeding up, man. It was like, like every day would just go by so fast, you know what I mean? And then they had said they had turned CERN off, but CERN is playing a role with all of this too, I believe, as well, with all of this stuff we're seeing. Because these psychopaths who's been running everything, they've got technology that they have spent billions and billions of dollars on to open portals. I feel like the CERN, I believe the CERN, in my opinion, has opened portals to different dimensions, and that we are like seeing things that are like in a twin reality, like a deceptive reality. It's almost like there's two realities, man. And I'm just speaking from my own perspective. Like it feels like to me like there's like dual realities right now. Like there's a fake reality, and then there's a real reality. And it's like the chosen ones, well, we already knew that we was all like in a simulation, you know what I mean? And we know that the chosen ones, like pretty much the chosen ones, in my opinion, are the only real ones left. Everyone else has already done sold out, or else they turned fake. We saw the people turn fake. We saw the people who went along to get along, who took and all of that, the sheep's milk, snake bite, whatever you want to call it. We saw like after all of that happened that, people just started acting really weird. People were not the same no more. People were not normal. We saw that was going on. And so it's like, ever since all of that, it's like reality just went downhill ever since that. What we thought was normal what used to be normal has not been normal ever since then, in my opinion. And if you remember also, that was a lot of things they were saying too. Like, because we already know they're reptilians, right? They're agents of darkness who's in control. So they told us, if you remember in the news and all of that back after it all happened, that things were not going back to normal until everybody, did all that. I remember that was some of the things that, like, even they said out of their own mouth, things will not be we can't go back to normal until, everybody does, the whole thing and all of that. And I remember all of that happening. So it was like, but we know now it's being exposed what it was. It was a genocide weapon. It was used against us, and that it's been used against us to be a part of their plan to try to merge us with the technology. And it's been proven that they use CRISPR and the CRISPR technology and the technology like the nanotechnology, nanoparticulates and stuff like that, to put graphene inside of it. So it goes deep, man, about the things they used. And they put like different types of metals in it and stuff like that. And then I done told you, I shared with you about the geoengineering and the chemtrails and all of that, what they've been using on us to spray us with the aluminum, or to spray the atmosphere with the aluminum particulates, and to have that rain down on us and rain onto the food and all of that. So they've been actively working towards creating this alternate reality or deceptive reality with this whole AI and the technology and all the things they've been spraying on us and poisoning us with and putting into people with all of that. So in my opinion, what we are seeing right now is like the rise of absolute fakeness like you've never ever seen before in all of humanity, in all of history, in all of history, basically. Like, the lies are getting so, they're just getting so, the deception and everything is getting so much stronger. The deception is getting so much stronger now. It's like at a level like you wouldn't believe. And it's getting harder and harder. You're going to have real sharp discernment. If you ain't firmly rooted in the Word of God, if you ain't really seriously seeking God's face and stuff like that right now, if you ain't really connecting or getting yourself into alignment with your assignment and all of that, you're going to be caught off guard, because you ain't going to be able to tell. And it's going to get worse, in my opinion, like with the fakeness and everything like that. We've already done seen how, like, the year of 2026, so many people turn fake. And so many people just seeked out all different types of methods to like alter their bodies or do all different types of things to themselves to make themselves like fake, just so they could get likes or views or stuff like that on social media or online. Some people spent hundreds of thousands or thousands of dollars on cosmetic surgery and stuff like that. You had people, while people out here starving and hungry and stuff, you got people going around using their money and everything to alter their bodies and to make themselves into something they're not. We saw that happening with all that, and it's just like everything has just been so fake. The fakeness has been at an all-time high. That's just some of the aspects of it, though, but it's getting worse in my opinion. It really is. And we're seeing like it's almost like I said, like this is all being done by Satan, because like I told you and I said, I know it is being done by Satan, but I told you and I said that they was going to be doubling and tripling down, because see, what it is the devil knows his time is running out here on the earth. He knows his time is running out, so he's scrambling and using everything he can at his disposal right now. And this technology and everything, this is all part of it, to create this false reality for everyone. It's almost been like, like because of everything, the way it happened with everything, that nobody can trust nobody no more, and that it's like everybody has distanced each other from each other. Everybody has grown cold. A lot of people have grown cold. The love of many have grown cold. And chosen ones, what they put us through. When we tried to show them the truth, they tried to make us out to be the villains and the crazy ones. But we saw all this stuff coming, you know what I mean? And so we had to actually almost like turn cold, because we had to cut off the people who was manipulating us and using us and abusing us, because they couldn't never see our worth, and they wouldn't hear our truth. They wouldn't listen to us. So it's like all of this is all by design, by the enemy, to get people, to turn against one another. Actually, almost like to get people to destroy one another, to hate one another. And it's all like nothing I've ever seen before. It really is, in my opinion, man. It's like no other time I've ever seen before in my entire life, man. So yeah, it's crazy right now, chosen one. It's just really crazy right now. But I'm gonna share some links to some videos that I went over, and I'm gonna put those up here too, because there's and I'll put a picture of them, and then I'll also put some links in the comment section below, because I wanted to share this one video in particular with you. And if y'all have time, I would strongly recommend you go and watch it, because I watched it last night, about the energy vampires and scriptures and stuff like that back it up, because this girl Podgy, I think is her name. I've shared her videos before, but she like really went in depth over like a lot of different verses, proving the existence of energy vampires and like the whole living waters and everything like that, and like just like how there's going to be a lot of people who claim to be Christians who are going to be deceived by the mass deception that's coming, because they're going to be drunk on the maddening wine of the harlot, Mystery Babylon, the maddening wine of the harlot, because they're going to be believing that you can just live however you want and not do the inner work, not really, sincerely like do the inner work and avoid sin. So they're not going to be ready. And so, I wanted to share some of that with you, and share some other things with you, because and I'm gonna put those links to those videos below, because I really do believe that, man, we are definitely in judgment time right about now. And what you're seeing is, we're seeing things escalate and things collapse right before us, right before our eyes. And we've already been seeing all this shaking and all the earth on fire in different locations and all these wildfires, and it's like almost like the world is burning all around us, and they can't even put them out, most of them. And it's like there's more and more of these weather phenomenon happening. I saw big hailstorms and stuff like that in Colorado, where they almost had to break out like snow plows and stuff like that just to get the hail off the roadways. And so the type of weather phenomenon we're seeing right now is unreal. It's almost like it's not even real. And then I saw the hurricane do things that was like out of the Twilight Zone on Mr. MBB 333's channel, where the hurricane like almost stopped dead in its tracks. The one that was going towards Hawaii, called Lala or whatever. It's like it stopped dead in its tracks, and then it zigzagged, almost like it was under intelligent control, and went straight up and hit all three of the Hawaiian islands. And so it's almost like it was controlled to do that. And we know that they can manipulate the weather. I done showed you and talked to you about that on previous videos with the HAARP and the different types of technologies they have now. It's just that the enemy has become so sophisticated. The enemy has enabled mankind to become so sophisticated with all of this technology, to where mankind, especially these billionaires and these elites, have almost been able to like create their own reality for all of us, because we know the reality they want for us is pure evil. We know what they want to do. We know what they want to do with their whole agenda is to create a society where everyone obeys them, does as they say, and takes away all of our freedom to think for ourselves, to believe in what we want to believe in, and to put us all in smart cities and make everything smart, and make everyone have to comply to what they want us to do, or else if we don't, then put us on social credit scores where we'll get our income blocked. And then we already know that Revelation 13, they want to bring in the mark and digital currency, CBDC, central bank digital currency, and all of that. So they're working towards that. And so there's so many different things. I kind of wanted to go in a different direction today with the video, rather than just talk about your enemies and your haters. Well, these are your enemies, the powers that be. So we have to talk about them here and talk about what they're doing. Also, I just want to talk about, the reality of the situation at hand right now, because these are the things that I'm seeing. And this is the stuff I'm seeing happening. And to me, 2026 has been almost just like, man, it's almost been like a bad dream. I'm serious. It's like, I want to wake up from this, but then I got to face this. And I got to do what I got to do every day to keep holding on, to stay strong, and to keep coming back to y'all. You know what I mean? And then I got to keep sharing my testimony about what happened to me, because Chosen One, if you don't tell your story, nobody else is going to tell it for you. And I have to tell my story every day, so that way people can see that I'm a living testimony, that they will try to cancel you, if you stand for the truth, if you stand up to this matrix, if you stand up to the illusion, if you stand for what you know is right, And if you stand for the Most High, then they really try to erase you for that. And I'm living proof of that. And I've done told y'all, everything they did to me. Everything they did to me to try to completely destroy me. To stop my income. To sabotage me. Destroy my livelihood, my business. And then everything they did to me to slander me, smear campaign me, everything they did to me to, everything they did to me to sabotage me, even putting nails in my tires and stuff like that, I done told y'all. But we know that they are under the control of darkness. We know that these are just the most low vibrational entities. And they're all around us, and we know that they're doing this because they're possessed by the demonic entities, that they're weak-minded people. Most of these people, they don't have no purpose. They don't do nothing. They waste all their time. They waste all their energy on nonsense. They're not like us. They don't think like we think. And a lot of them already gave up on themselves a long time ago. They do what the program tells them to do because they're part of the program. They don't question nothing. They just go along to get along, like I said. And a lot of them are very desperate. So they've came against you, chosen one, because they've been paid to watch you, to monitor you, to see what you're doing, to see what you're up to get in your business. They've been paid. They done took the Judas money. And, we are seeing now the police state and everything like that, the emergence of all of that, where now you're going to have a lot of people, your neighbors and people like that, who's snitching on you to the government and stuff like that. So it's almost just like the book 1984, to where people will do anything when they get desperate. They're going to be doing anything as times get harder and people get more desperate. They're going to be doing anything they can to try to mess you up, and doing anything they can and everything they can to see what you're up to. And it's already like they already got the cameras all around us and everything like that. So Big Brother is definitely watching you. So all of this is, just more of what's been happening, and what we see happening in 2026. And anyway, I'm just kind of just like, I really just wanted to talk about all this today, because I just really just want to put this out there for y'all, you know what I mean? Because I know many of y'all chosen ones, y'all are seeing all of this too as well. You're seeing everything that's happening. And like I said, this is more the reason why we just have to put on the full armor every day. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 to 18. And why we have to stay prayed up. I mean, we're not to be fearful. We're not to fear what men can do to us, like it says in Psalm 27. And we're not to be afraid, like it says in Isaiah 41:10 or Psalm 91. We just have to be strong. We have to encourage the other chosen ones. We have to keep fighting. We have to stay in the fight, because we already know that there's nothing to be afraid of, and that all these wicked evil ones who's been behind all these diabolical things and that are trying to do all this to us, we already know that their end is going to be in the lake of fire, and that they're all going to be destroyed, and that they're not going to succeed in the end with all of their evil. And we know that the time is short, because we can see all the signs pointing towards it. And we've seen the earthquakes and the wars and the rumors of the wars as spoken of in Matthew chapter 24. And so, another thing that we know that he said was that when you see all these signs, just like you see the tender leaves coming on the fig trees, spring is near and summer is near. Well, when you see all these signs, just know that it is very near, even at the door. So as we see all these signs and everything, we know that it's at the door, that, that the time is very short, and that there's prophecy unfolding. And it's more clear than ever to see. And I've done share with y'all about like other things, like about how, people have seen the waters turning red in many different locations all over the world, the skies turning red. And the skies turning red down in like Venezuela after the earthquakes happened. And people have always tried for so long in the media and everything to feed us BS that it's all just a little bit of scientific phenomenon and stuff like that. But the things we're seeing now ain't no scientific phenomenon. In my opinion, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is judgment time. And God is really like laying the smackdown on everyone right about now, especially on the whole world, especially these wicked and evil ones. And like I said, their underground bunkers are not going to save them. They ain't going to be able to go underground and get away from what's coming. And they're not going to get away, the ones who did what they did to you in your fake hometown, chosen one, from what they did to you. Because you see, they think that they covered it all up. And I done told y'all, this has been since September 25th, 2024, when they shot our house up in the drive-by shooting. And I know that everybody has turned a blind eye to it like it never happened. And I know that if I didn't tell my story, nobody would ever know. They would not care. The people would not care. Here, they do not care. They left me for dead. And so, that's another reason why I got to keep telling my story, because they don't care about you, the people who done the things to you. They sided with the wicked evil ones. They sided with them. They took their side against you, to team up against you, and made you out to be the problem. They wanted to eliminate you. And there's more reasons for that in that video that I shared to you about the energy that I'm going to share with you today about, or that I have shared with you today about the energy vampires. And I would strongly recommend y'all to go watch that video. That I'll put the link to it in the comment section below. But if you have the time, watch the video. I think it's about an hour long. But she did a great job of like sharing all these different verses. And I wrote down a lot of the verses last night, because I was up last night writing them down and stuff. So yeah, man. I mean, it's really going down. We are seeing stuff like we've never seen before right now at this time. And it's only escalating every day, all right, chosen one? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up right now. And that's just what I wanted to bring to you and tell you today, chosen one, is that, this year, 2026, is going down in history, man. And it's like nothing I've ever seen before. And I know none of us have ever seen before, ever. And to me, there's no doubt about it. It's really going down. Everything is just, it's not normal no more. Things are not normal no more. And we can see it. But one thing we know is that it has to happen, and that all of this stuff was prophesied that it would happen. And so now we just got to be strong. We got to keep the faith, and we got to keep fighting, because we know that we are going to win, and that they're not going to get away with all the evil things they've done to us. All right, chosen ones? So anyway, man, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right about there. And I guess I'm going to catch y'all all on the next one. All right. So till the next one, man. Peace. I'm out.